Have a seat. The DA will be back. You guys have representation?
No, sir. I'm representing myself.
All right.
I couldn't afford
Fair
that.
enough. We do have a public defender program.
Okay, I'll take that.
Well, I hate to say it, sir, but now is probably, minutes before you're to appear is probably not the time to say, I'll take the state up on the public defender.
Sorry, Your Honor. This new
That's
medication
perfectly fine, sir.
From NVIDIA Corporation is gonna, it's not behaving correctly.
That's all right. I understand. Okay, so I did a check while you were gone, while we were in recess. Both Mr. Doss and Mr. John are here, it would appear. Oh, I guess Mr. John is not. He just left. Mr. Doss is here, though. And
Okay,
he did proclaim he's represented himself.
We still have from Dan Richards or Nathan Kingston, correct?
Correct.
All right. So Kevin Doss, you said, is representing himself?
That's what he proclaimed himself when I asked him just a minute ago. That's him sitting there in the orange jumpsuit.
Okay. I would be ready to proceed with that one, Your Honor.
Okay. Bailiff, you want to swear in Mr. Doss?
Sir, Your Honor. Mr. Doss, swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, these witnesses have...
Thank you.
Your Honor, the state would show that on or about December the 1st, under arrest number 2272, Mr. Doss was arrested for grand theft auto, violation of code 487D1, also driving under the influence of drugs, violation of code VC23152F, and evading law enforcement in a vehicle, code VC2800.1. These charges all combined, Your Honor, would carry a fine amount of $13,000 with up to 6 years in state penitentiary.
Okay. And I see he's in the finely starched orange of Bolingbroke. Do we know how long he's served to this point?
He's been in jail, Your Honor, since this arrest on this charge. So he's been there for close to 2 years so far, Your Honor.
I understand that there's also a couple of charges dating back to October as well that have been unanswered.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Doss has quite the rap sheet, Your Honor. It would appear to the state that every time he is released on one charge, he ends up finding another one to get involved in.
It looked like you were arrested twice before, Mr. Doss, and then released on bail, and then both times consecutively you continued to commit violent crimes after being released out on bail. What do you have to say for yourself on that matter?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a bad drug problem, so all my crimes are related to that and trying to finance my addiction.
Okay, so
Mr. Doss, are you sure you wish to represent yourself? These are some pretty major charges, sir.
Yes, sir. I plan on pleading guilty to all my charges.
to confirm you wish to plead guilty, no contest to all the charges as they stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
You
Past
understand what that potentially means, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you or are you not a member of the Lost Motorcycle Club organization?
I myself am not, sir. My brother is a member of the Lost. He's an officer in the Lost.
Okay, so you just ride motorcycles, then you're not a member.
Yeah. I just have a.
Because, am I incorrect, District Attorney? He does have a flag for gang affiliation.
I'm
I
not
could be
able
incorrect.
to. I'm not able to see that, Your Honor. One moment. Let me pick my laptop back up here.
Oh, it looks like I'm incorrect. It's a violent armed and evading. Okay. So on October 9th, what drugs were you under the influence when you committed that crime? Do you remember that crime, sir?
Yes, sir. I was under the under methamphetamine, sir.
Okay, and what about and then 11 days later on the 20th? You remember that crime?
Yes, sir. That was bath salts, sir.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well,
What? I mean, I get the methamphetamine, I get the LSD. Bath salts?
it's eventually just gonna find whatever gives you the best high, sir. And last
I guess.
while I've been in jail, has really helped.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess I understand that, but I mean, are you aware of the chemical changes that inhaling fumes from bath salts takes place in your body? That the extreme dangers to your cardiovascular and your nervous system.
I mean, at the time, sir, I wasn't aware, but I have been able to do a little reading up in jail, and I realize now that I'm lucky to be alive based on my drug intake.
Are you in a rehab program while you're in jail? Did you volunteer for that? I don't see any. Do you have any notes on that for the DA's office?
No, sir. But I was hoping to get into a rehab program once I get into the prison.
Okay. What other extracurricular activities have you been involving yourself in to better your life while you've been incarcerated?
I've been studying quite a bit, sir, to become a automotive mechanic.
Okay. Are you attending chapel services?
Not at this time, sir.
Okay. What about some kind of social therapy?
Unfortunately, because of my addiction, I've been put in the hole so that I won't be exposed to any potential smuggled in products, sir.
We can thank the San Andreas County Sheriff's Department for those implications for the dry them out policy. Okay, well, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to the DA. We're going to find out what they're seeking and answer any questions this gentleman has, and then we'll move on to sentencing and the other requirements in addition to your fines and your jail time.
Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor. On the, due to the nature of this gentleman continuously staying in trouble with the law due to his drug use, I would ask that that he be sentenced to the maximum jail terms on all of these charges. However, I would not be against him being granted early release at some point once he's completed a drug rehabilitation program while in prison and maybe learn some type of a trade. And then the remainder of his sentence being parole.
Okay.
He's
My
got multiple
biggest,
GTAs.
yeah, that's what I've noticed. As far as the fines, I'll be honest with you. This state is in a budget crisis, so the full fines are going to be part of your sentencing. That's I don't know how else to get the point across to you, sir, that this needs to stop, except to hit you in every possible location, including pocketbook. So it's going to be one of the terms. I'll get to actual sentencing here in a bit. I do understand that you have served a few days shy of 2 years already. I do understand that you have been on good behavior. And that you have been part of a program to help you get off the drugs in a tough love sort of manner. And I do understand that you are taking steps to learn a new trade while you're incarcerated. However, in addition to the sentencing, I am going to require you to complete a drug rehab program while you're incarcerated. Any early release, by the way, or any parole, anything like that is going to be contingent on these terms as well, just so you understand, Mr. Dawes.
Yes, Your Honor.
So in addition to that, I'm also going to, I cannot require this by law, but I'm going to highly suggest that you attend chapel as much as you're able to. Okay, this isn't necessarily a religious thing. I'm not decreeing that you or suggesting that you quote unquote find God or anything. But one thing that I do know is just the fellowship and being with other inmates who are trying to rectify their past and make themselves a better person. Just the fellowship and the open discussions that go on that are good therapy, and it does help you identify and come to terms that you're not alone and that there are many like you. And if you guys work together to help each other out, that's only going to make your lives easier while you're stuck there. Okay, so once again, it's not a religious matter. It's for the fellowship and for you to find constructive ways to work on developing new social techniques. Because looking at your record, obviously you have a hard time dealing with authority, and you have a hard time dealing with the establishment and the laws that you're required to do as a citizen of the state, as well as the way that you have apparently treated other citizens. Finally, the other thing that I'm going to require you to do is to go through some sort of psychological or therapy program, and work on some of those traits that I talked about, and find different ways of coping with anger and other ways that you can deal with your problems in life, rather than what it's been in the past where you've went straight to drugs every time. Because obviously that's not helping you at all. Every time you do that, you go out and you do something extremely stupid. Do you understand that stuff?
I do, Your Honor.
And you understand why I've required each of those things.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What is the DA's office seeking as far as minimum time before any possibility of early release is possible?
Your Honor, looking over all of these charges, if he was to be sentenced to 12 years in the state penitentiary to run concurrent with credit for 2 years served, we would once he's reached the 6-year mark, Your Honor, which means 4 more years, we would be fine with his early release at 6 years, with 6 years parole, and seeking fines in total of $87,250. As part of his early release, though, it would need to be contingent on the fact that he has learned some form of a trade that does not involve drugs or alcohol or firearms, of course, and that remain on good behavior for these remaining 4 years.
Okay. I have no problems with that. Do you understand the brevity of that situation, Mr. Doss?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay. In order for you, once that breach time has been met, and you're eligible for early release, or you begin to be, that is contingent on you having successfully done the other requirements.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But
And if and when the time comes that you are released, you'll be assigned a probation officer, and you'll have to submit to weekly visits. And as long as whether you're in jail or not, you're going to be submitted to surprise tests. It doesn't matter. It could be any time of the day or night, any day of the week. But it's going to go on until you've served your sentence, whether you're on early release and probation or parole or not. All right. Unless you have anything else, DA, that I'm completely fine with that. And we can make it so. Mr. Doss, I do hope that you use this opportunity to do everything you can to turn your life around and become a law-abiding citizen of the state, and do something more than
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate the support.
And that's fine. I'm happy to give you a break. I do believe in second chances, but don't fuck it up. Okay? If you don't follow this program, or you get back into drugs or get in with bad people in prison, then all of this deal is going to be rescinded and you'll spend the full time there.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. Unless you have anything else, DA, we'll go with that deal. That'll be the ruling of this court, and the bailiff can take him into custody and prepare him for transfer.
That works for me, Your Honor. I have nothing further. Mr. Doss, did you have a productive remaining 4 years, and hope that you're able to get that early release, sir?
Thanks. I appreciate that very much.
Doss, under the ruling of this, place you into custody, please.
Okay.